administrator par excellence, a great man who was Speaker Abia House of Assembly, the first Abian to be Deputy Governor for 2 consecutive peacefully. The night of St. Mulumba, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, a fellow of the Institute of Taxation, a PhD holder, not honorary causa, the one that was academically earned, just like our specialist. The man I'm talking about, is none other than the Umuahia Itemokwi, the Igirigio Periba, the Hipamporo, Ude Right Honorable Ude Oko Chukwu, PDP, power to the people. My very dear friend and colleague, the chairman of our great party, the PDP in Abia State, Right Honorable, all well as a for us, okay? Before I go ahead to talk about the essence of my visit here, let me tell you my relationship with this party. PDP, I've been in this party since 2000, year 2000, or thereabouts. And since that time to today, I've been an active member, been funding this party till date. I am yet to see, with due respect and humility, I want to say that this is a party that I have served in various capacities. I was the chairman of the World Congress Committee to Anambra State, the only chairman that has gone there and came back the same way that he entered there. And those of you who know what it means should understand what I mean. Because if you go there, they must buy you off. And you will come out dirty. Again, I was also the chairman of the Congress Committee for Imo State. I was also been the chairman of the Congress Committee for Ondo State. I was also been the chairman World Congress Committee for Lagos State. I was also the chairman, Local Government Congress Committee for Bayelsa. I was also chairman, Local Government Congress Committee for Edo State. And also the coordinator, the vice chairman, Governorship primary election for Bayelsa State. And all I've been there and acquitted myself creditably. That is my way of telling you what I have done for this party. And I am out now. Having said that, I am conscious of the fact that power belongs to God, and it's only God that can appropriate power to whosoever he likes. I am here. I spoke to the party chairman and I told him that I will be coming to this place to meet our party people. I am here to let you know that, as usual, this is the beginning of political activities against 2023. And for a short while now, I have been talking to my God, praying to God, consulting, talking to my wife, members of my immediate family, my friends, associates. Some on their own have been coming to me, talking to me, asking me to step out and lead our state Abia State. And I've considered this thing over and over again. And I said, I was in a convention. And I said, I must come to my people, the party office. Let's talk to ourselves. But before I go ahead, like Ude Oko Chukwu, he said, by God's grace, I have been a member of Abia State House for 7. I was there for 12 good years. While as a member of the House of Assembly, I did what I should do. By God's grace, amongst every other thing, I sponsored bills, I belong to various committees, but there are 3 bills that gladdens my heart. The major sponsor. The bill that brought BIA into being, I was still sponsor for that bill. The bill that we call Fiscal Responsibility Bill and law in Abia State, I am the chief sponsor for that bill. The bill that brought into being procurement law, I am the chief sponsor for that bill. Please, you know why I mentioned these 3 bills? If you look at them, they have something to do with accountability, transparency, and due process. These 3, I am so much interested in them. Those are the ones that I work with, amongst other things. And through the privilege and courtesy of my colleagues, including our party chairman, the last 4 years of my stay in the House, I was elected the Speaker of that House. I decided to tell you this story for you to know my background as far as the legislative business of this state is concerned. I don't think there is any corner in that Abia State House of Assembly that I don't know. My work, both oversight and other things, apart from before even becoming a deputy governor, took me to all the corners of this state. I can tell you that I have an idea of all the crooked roads, all the corners, communities where you have here and where you have values. What I'm trying to say by implication is that I have an idea of every place in this state. I have an idea of their needs. I have an idea of what they want. And if that is the situation, and I think knowing what's in that Abia, not in Abia as in global thing, I'm talking about community by community. After my experience in the House, courtesy of Umuahia, and special gratitude to my boss and Governor of Abia State. I ran with him in 2015 on the same ticket as Governor and Deputy Governor. And from 2015 till date, we We had the first tenure, and they were again by the rebellions of Nadi were asked to come back. And within this period, by God's grace, we have acquitted ourselves credited. My guy has done very, very well. Administration has done so much. And I know, I want to tell you here too, while serving him, I know his vision. I understand all the things that he's doing in Abia State. I know the roads. I know all the projects that we have done. I know what he's thinking about Abia State in the next 30 years. Note also that we now have a 30-year development plan. What it means that we have a plan that's supposed to run in the next 30 years. The implication is that it requires somebody who is part of this plan, somebody who has confidence in this plan, somebody who believes in this plan to actualize this plan. Mr. Chairman, having looked at all this, and because I know Abia State for this 12 years in the House and about 7 years as a Deputy Governor, if we put them together, that is 19 solid advice, suggestions, messages by a lot of stakeholders of Ndabia. I believe that I owe it a duty not to disappoint Ndabia. I owe it a duty to continue in the direction of taking Abia to greater heights. That is why I have decided, having considered myself fit, capable, and having gotten all the requisite experiences, that I should step out and lead Abia to greater heights. Mr. Chairman, like I said, I am not here for me to look for the name. No, not at all, because if it is that, I think I've gotten it in Abia State. I am not here, I'm not asking to lead Ndabia for any selfish aggrandizement. No, I'm not a businessman. I'm not a money person. I am just a simple and moderate accountant who want to do things right. Therefore, Chairman, seek the permission of the party PDP. Because before I go ahead and seek that permission, I want to tell us one thing. I've been part of this process and I've been around. The job or the opportunity that God has given to each and every one of us who are members of this party, especially the delegates, I want us to know that it's a great and wonderful opportunity that God has given to us. I want to tell you, some of us during elections, either primary or main election, just feel that it's just anyhow business. Let me just tell you how, if I look at this person, maybe his face is too bright, let me just give him vote without knowing who that person is. What it means is that if you just cast your vote anyhow, either as a result of inducement, other results as a result of anything without considering who you are casting your vote for, that sacred duty which God has bestowed on you is misplaced. Because once you do that, you give us whatever you give us. That is what we are going to have for the next 4 years, and if we are not lucky, for the next 8 years. So, my beloved brothers and sisters who are delegates, Oro primary election, please, let's look for somebody who will uplift Abia to the next level, who will live out his words, who will serve Abia with transparency, who will serve Abia with accountability, who will lead us in Abia to prosperity. Chairman and members of our great party, the PDP, party therefore, I hereby present myself and declare my intention to run for the position of Governor of Abia State. Like I said before, I understand what it means to run this state. And I know that it's not an easy job. It is not a tea party. It is just not eating jollof rice. It is a serious business. And I have also considered myself looking at those things. And by the way, that's why I'm surprised. It is only in governance in this business. If you are looking for a job as an accountant, they will ask you, you must have a requisite experience or subject experience. A banker, you must have cognate experience. Why is it that it's only in governance, which is a serious business, which determines the fate of millions of Nadi, that people will not talk about experience? Why is it that we have reduced governance to a time place? The fate of Ndabia, millions of Ndabia, for the next 4-8 years, must be a tested and trusted person. I want you to ponder over this. Chairman and your members are party delegates. You are the godfather that I have in this business. I depend on you to sell me through the primaries so that you have better days ahead. Having said that, I want to thank all of you, wonderful people, great and faithful party people. I want to thank you for your presence, and I assure you, God be my guide. I will lead and I will serve this state with all transparency. I will serve this state in good faith and to ensure that I take this state to a greater height.
Friends here, I want to recognize you for your courage to declare this day. And I was telling people yesterday that there's an adage in my place. They said, when you see, if you want to know how your wife will be when she's old, look at the mother. Now that my colleagues are declaring, it means that one day it will be my turn. I want to say that everything, if not all, that the Deputy Governor has said are things I'm already aware. What that means, I have worked very close with him. He's a very diligent and thorough person in anything he does. And that is what has carried him to this point. So as ESCO, we want to say we are proud of your achievement and your effort to be a system person. And if I was not sitting on this seat, maybe I would have been one of those people that are wearing this Ude. But I have taken oath with my colleagues not to take sides with anybody. And that is why we appear indifferent today. When the first person that came here to declare for governorship election, we were not really sure another person would declare. In fact, we told him that if we look and before the end of expression of interest, if we don't see anybody, we adopt you. And since then, I think he is the seventh person. And as a party, we have been provided with options, and not just options, very good options. Career people, intelligent people, resourceful persons, businessmen, professionals from all standards. And the assurance we are going to give you, sir, is that we are going to be fair to everybody. We are going to provide a level playing ground so that the best will win. Our dream is best for Abia State to happen. And we therefore, on behalf of ESCO, wish you well and urge you to continue to carry your advocacy, consultation in a peaceful manner in which you have always been known for. There are people we need to advise to be civil, but it's not you. We know you are very civil in character, in conduct, and in approach. We therefore want to wish you well. And let me say this, and what I'm going to say is not very relative to your visit, but I'm saying it to all Abians, and it has to do with the issue of zoning. The ESCO, on our wisdom, maybe to you it may be in foolishness, but in our wisdom, we discussed, we looked at the Abia situation as it stands today. And the decision we took was holistic. There was no member of SWC that was not in that meeting. The two people that were not there, when they came, they also concurred with what I did, what we did. So nobody can excuse himself or say I was not part of it. And it was resolved in ESCO through motion that was properly moved and seconded. And in life, life is very dynamic. Life is not static. Before 2002, we used to see where nations, only a particular nation goes to the World Cup. But because of dynamism, it started with South Korea and Japan. And people were worried, how can this be possible? After flying from here to here, will it work? Will there be entertainment and all that? When they experimented it, and it worked. And Nigeria and Ghana followed suit. Before now, we thought it's impossible for two political parties to head the parliament. But when Saraki and Ike Buremadu, PDP and APC, you discover that that parliament was one of the most dynamic and fruitful. And nobody can compare them with what we have today. So I want to assure us, all Abians, to be rest assured that it was done in a very good faith, so that you don't go and begin to labor for nothing, especially the energy you will use to begin to consult, you use it and begin to reverse what is irreversible. This is just an advice to all Abians, not just for this particular purpose. On that note, we want to wish you well. we want to urge the Deputy Governor to go ahead in a peaceful manner, just as we have advised other people. It will be well with Abia State. It will be well with PDP. PDP!